as our heroes climbed down this huge mountain of trash surrounded all over with the garbage of society, the camera panned forward and we saw Thor's hammer in the trash?
Hi.
Hello everybody, how y'all doing?
If you're new to this channel, I'm Cathy.
I'm Tom.
And we're the Marvelous Donohues.
Marvel and Marvelheads.
I'm telling you guys, I'll never get used to that, but I like it.
You're our family. You're
Yes.
our Marvel family, so you are lovingly known as Marvelheads.
I like it. I like it. So, like I said, if you're new to our channel, this channel is about the Marvel series on Disney Plus. Tom and I loved it so much that we decided to take it to YouTube and talk about it. Right,
That's
Tom?
right, we did. We said, you know what? We need to get the word out about this. So here we are.
Here we are. You know what? I decided that sometimes I talk a lot and I may...
What?
I'm not going to tell you my nickname. But anyway, we're going to let...
Ask me later. DM me.
DM him. Yes. Yes, please do. Mm-hmm.
Can you DM somebody? Never
Yes,
mind.
you can.
All right. Yeah.
But anyway, let's get started. I know I usually start us off, but I was like, Tom loved this episode so much that I'm going to take the back seat and he's going to...
Don't leave me.
No. He's going to drive and try not to get the light in his eyes, okay?
Oh my gosh. I don't know where to begin with this thing, but you know, all right, so if you finished episode 4,
Mm-hmm.
you all saw the secret post-Marvel trailer.
Yes.
I hope you did. If you didn't, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Go
Spoiler.
back and watch
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Let's
Well, see, we have to spoil it just a little bit. We'll give you some time to not listen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Loki showed up in
So anyway, so Loki, I love that. Loki comes out and he's pruned. All right, and he wakes up at the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
He's in this desolate wasteland, and it's a crazy, insane society where everybody's surrounded by the garbage of society. All the dregs of the timelines are thrown into this bin.
Yeah, the things that they don't want. And we talk about everything. If something has gotten out of line, including a huge ship.
Battleship. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it ends up there.
And so Loki comes up and he meets, who's he meet? He meets himself. And we're like, that's four characters. Actually, there's an old Loki.
Old Loki.
So he has these horns, and then you've got the young Loki.
Young Loki, who's like really young. We're talking about middle school young Loki.
Yeah. And then you have another Loki.
Warrior Loki, who happens
Loki.
to be black. Hello, brother.
Hello. And
I don't know if you can do that or not.
I'll give it to her then. And then they have an alligator Loki. What's up with
Alligator
that?
Loki.
Anyway, this society, this is what they've drawn the society. They are considering themselves the god of outcasts. Remember we talked about, you know, different gods and things like that. So he's the god of mischief and all this, but they're the god of outcasts.
Yeah.
And they don't have a lot of dreams and goals in life. Their existence is just to survive.
Survival. Yeah.
And you know, when Loki's like, "Hey, what's your plan? What are you guys doing? What's your plan to get out of here, do something?" They said, "You know, our plan is just don't die."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's where we begin to see the real changes in Loki.
Yes.
That he is, in fact, different from what he used to be.
The little Loki, the young Loki. I don't know what to call him. I don't know his name.
I like little Loki.
Little Loki,
like Loki
is him at like
Lil
9,
Wayne,
right? So he's like, well, wait a minute, he's in charge. You know, he's the king or his territory, and our Loki, we'll call him Tom Loki, is like, how'd you get to be king? He goes, I killed Thor.
Mm.
And if you
That was shocking.
If you watched our intro, we're like, he's like, the camera pans forward, and you see Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
Where the heck's Thor? He's dead?
Yeah. Yeah. In that world, you know, and this is another thing too.
Right.
I don't think any other people exist there. They may have been sent there.
Right.
But they don't exist except for the Lokis, because some other Lokis show up and start acting all crazy.
Yeah, I call them evil Loki. So
Evil.
there's and if you guys watched the first like 1 or 2 episodes, I said I was hoping there would be an evil, like a double, an opposite, a twin.
He said that.
And guess what? When he opened that manhole cover, porthole cover, whatever you want to call that thing, who's staring him back in the face? Look. Give me 5 on that one.
Well, but it was the old Loki, and that's how you knew too that the new Loki, now I'll call him new Loki, that he is different. He was different from all, and they were all Lokis, like tons of them. But getting back to my first point, what I was trying to say was that they all survived.
Yeah.
They're the only ones. Other people may have landed there at the end of time or nowhere on this garbage heap, but no other species or no other variant survived besides the Lokis.
But it was a fatalistic society. Now, if you follow our channel a little bit, you know I'm a real big theme person. So I've got a theme for tonight's episode. Today's theme.
What's that?
It's, we talked about, philosophical and psychological and all that. This one is institutional because in this episode, you look at the society at large. You look at challenging the system. Do we keep it going? Do we tear it down? That kind of thing. So, do you question what's going on? So that's the theme for tonight that I found.
For myself, I'm still focusing on their love.
Whose love? The Lokis?
The Lokis. Because
it's called Loki
I'm
love.
going to look down a little bit. Loki realized that he was different.
Yes. And he'd been changed by what I thought about his relationships with people in the TVA and Sylvie.
And especially with Sylvie. Because Sylvie was also a part of him that was missing, even though she was a murderous killer.
And that's a good point.
Yeah, she made him a lot softer.
Yeah.
He found something in common with someone that he could care about, that he could love so much that he changed. And he was like, listen, surviving, telling the other Lokis, that's not good enough for me.
No.
I don't want to survive.
He had a desire and a drive. And see, this is what separated him, we're thinking, it separated him from the other Lokis. They were content to just sit in that, what's that, a defunct bowling alley?
Yes.
I didn't see any bowling balls there. If you guys did, let me know. But I didn't see anything.
It was a defunct bowling alley where they were drinking wine from a box, okay?
Box wine. That's a novel.
Yeah, box. Hey.
Where did the alligator come from? That's the thing I want to know. What's going on with that?
If you guys have any ideas about that, please comment and tell us what dimension do you think that alligator came from.
Oh my gosh! But the thing is that we're going back to Sylvie and Loki and stuff, and so we kind of fast forward a little bit over to when. The supervisor, is talking. Boss lady, supervisor is talking to her at the TVA, and she says, do you have any good memories?
Yeah.
And I think she answered. She was just kind of like musing, kind of like thinking about it. But we believe. It was about Loki.
Yeah, I think she did answer. She said in her entire life, she said she only had one good memory.
Oh, right.
And I believe that it was about Loki.
Yeah,
and
I do too.
I believe that Sylvie, even though, she wants to avenge her life being taken away, she needs more too.
Yeah.
So she prunes herself.
Ooh, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if you guys saw it coming. I did not see that.
I did not see that.
Coming.
I thought she was going to use that little time pad or whatever, temp pad to leave, but she did take it with her.
Yeah.
And I'll just say this one thing, that when I thought about, where she was going, she wanted to get Loki.
Yeah.
That she did need more. She didn't know why, but she felt like, well, he was it. Yeah. Let me go. And she prunes herself. And then I say, boy meets girl again, plus Mobius. Because Mobius is there.
If you guys know, we say this all the time. If you know Owen Wilson or Tom Hiddleston, tell them to come by.
Yeah.
But what I was getting at was, Owen Wilson to me was one of the most dynamic characters in this.
He was a sleeper.
I expected, to really be honest, I expected so little from his role, but he totally surprised me in a great way.
Listen, Owen Wilson, you kind of knocked it out of the park there.
He did. He did. And so he's driving this pizza car, right? He's driving this pizza car, and she's like, she gets in, she goes, you? And he's like, close the door. You shouldn't accept rides with strangers. But the thing about it is that he's not the same person. He's not the same Mobius that he was back at the TVA.
Right.
And he was disillusioned.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I thought I was one of the good guys.
Yeah. But see, that's another point.
Yeah.
To me, he is still the same person. He is still trying to be that good guy.
Right.
But he was on the wrong team.
Right.
He had this unabashed faith in the TVA and that he was doing something good.
Yeah.
So, when Mobius and all those guys hooked up and they were sitting in the house and he was talking to old Loki and he was like, dude, how can you just turn your back on everything you know? TVA was everything to you. He was like, people change, He has a belief in change.
Yeah, he does.
He has a belief in change.
And I think that's what, and this is just my opinion, I think this is what helped mature, use that word, mature Loki.
Yes.
I think it helped because he saw, because he didn't have friends, right?
Right.
So he was a loner, he was maybe a womanizer, whatever it was.
Remember he was, his words, hedonistic.
So he wasn't a Boy Scout, let's put it that way, right? But, he says, his disillusionment with the institution, the system of the TVA, he's like, well, I thought the ends justify the means.
Right.
It's a game within a game.
Right, yeah. You sound like him right when you said that.
It's a game within a game.
You sound like Owen when you said that. And it ends kind of the way that we would anticipate this episode.
Yeah. But remember when she gets there, she gets there in the pizza truck, pizza car, whatever. She sees the other Lokis coming down. She wants to fight him, remember?
Oh, yeah.
She's all like, she jumped out of her seat with that. She's like, oh my gosh, come on, girl power.
Listen, let me tell you something. But that's her instinct.
It is.
Because she's been protecting herself since she was like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So all she has is a hammer. She knows it's something there with Loki, but all she has is a hammer. She like, listen, if I got to beat everybody upside their head to get what I want, I will do that. Maybe not so much with Loki. Because, they had that little semi-cuddly moment.
Yeah.
And she confessed to him. She's like, I've never had any friends.
Yeah.
I've never had anybody.
Yeah.
So she
I don't think she knew her mom, did she? She didn't.
Oh, she did know her mom, but it was just such a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
She said she barely remembered her. Yeah. But she just been running from place to place, formulating this plan.
That's like our Loki, Tom Loki.
Yes, yeah. But see, but Tom knew his family. He knew.
Yeah, that's true.
I believe, is strictly, my belief, is that Tom knew what was right. And that's why it shows up sometimes.
Right.
Because he knew what was right. He just felt like he was always second fiddle to Thor. And he would never be good enough, because he was adopted.
Right.
Then he found out later on, he thought it was like, I just want this so bad.
Yeah.
You know, but he had nurturing people around him, and that nurture is showing up now.
And from nature, perhaps,
Right.
because of people he's surrounded. And that's associations are so key. You know?
Yeah.
And he says, you know, this is where. Remember, before he got pruned, he was gonna, I believe, and I don't know. You guys tell me.
Yes.
I believe he was gonna tell Sylvie he loved her.
I think so too.
Right? He goes, I want to tell you.
So.
And I was like,
yeah.
But he said, you know what? We're going to figure out our life. We're going to figure out life together. Remember that?
Yes, he did.
And when they're going to get I call it the angry cloud. I don't know, there may be some technical term to this.
Right.
But they, you know, they're like, he's like, you know, this moment of weakness. He's like, and you know, weakness with Loki is not like really common, right? He goes, I don't have the power. And he goes, you know, Sylvie's like, you do. Yeah. You know, we're the same.
Oh, yeah.
And that energy. That nexus moment.
Yes, that it helped him she used their energy to enchant that I call him the beast. But before that, let's rewind a little bit. Old Loki found himself. He wasn't hiding anymore. He decided that he was going to get into the game. Yep. He had met some people, because he kept turning around when he was getting ready to leave. Yep. He felt that pull of, I need to do something. Mm-hmm. I need to change. I need to not be afraid. And he conjured up the biggest magical city that he's probably done in his whole life, because he was moved to do so. Yeah. He was like, go. Yeah. Do what you guys gonna do, because he believed in them.
And he gave his life for it.
He gave his life for it.
I was really sad. When I saw his little helmet rolling on the dirt, I was like, that's terrible.
It was.
And I was asking her when we were watching the episode, I was like, it seems like in comic movies, TV shows, you know, action shows, it seems like true good power is green. Have you all ever noticed that? Like Green Lantern, Green Hornet.
I didn't think about that.
You know, and of course there are other ones. But, you know, I want to get, you know, whatever you guys think about that. I was just like, I just noticed that.
Hey, tell us what you think about true goodness in the green light.
Yes.
But, listen, we are running out of time here.
What happened at the end? Tell the ending. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Maybe we shouldn't tell the ending.
Well, we don't know what happens, but the beast is enchanted. And the clouds move away.
What?
And they're going to step into their destiny. That's it, people.
And tune in next time when we're going to find out what the heck happened. But there was a view, wasn't it? There was a castle?
Yes, there was a castle. Castle.
Right. Who's in that castle?
I know. Let's find out on our next episode.
Exactly.
And that will be episode
6.
Episode 6.
Or 6 if you prefer. Whichever way you're looking at the TV. 6 or 6.
And you guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to do like and subscribe and share with your friends.
Please do.
We're still getting it together. We have less glass eyes and more fun. We're hoping you guys are having a good time.
Yes. And, join us again next time.
I am Cathy.
I'm Tom.
And we're the Marvelous Donohues. Have a good night, everybody.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.